While most market attention is focused on the big boys from the Magnificent Seven Club like Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon, let's not be stockist and talk about some largely ignored stocks that are making moves too. The Forgotten Five, whatever you want to call them. Starting with AUR for Aurora Innovation, which announced an expanded partnership with Hirschbach Motor Lines to scale a fleet of 500 autonomous trucks powered by the Aurora Driver. The agreement, currently outlined in a Memorandum of Understanding with final terms expected later this year, positions Hirschbach to integrate driverless technology across its national operations beginning in 2027. The deployment is expected to support up to 500 million autonomous miles and generate a multi-year revenue stream for Aurora worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Hirschbach sees the technology as both a growth driver and a workforce benefit. By assigning long-haul, less desirable routes to autonomous trucks, the company aims to give human drivers more flexibility and improve quality of life, while maintaining a hybrid model where drivers focus on shorter routes that allow them to return home more frequently. Aurora's driver-as-a-service model enables customers like Hirschbach to own and control their fleet assets while benefiting from lower total ownership costs, while Aurora gains a scalable, high-margin business model, leading to the bullishest of the bunch revving up for a drive back up to the two-digit price lane. Whereas sensible but still optimistic drivers will wait to see what the final terms of the agreement will be. Now, while price is currently trying to floor it past the $5 to $6 range in one go, technicals tell us that although there's still relatively smooth sailing up for about 30 to 40 cents, given the recent strong bullish momentum, stalling in the mid-$6 range and not advancing more by the end of May can turn price back toward the moderate to steep incline that's emerged over the past few weeks. Also, if there aren't any major potholes or speed bumps in reaching a concrete agreement with Hirschbach, price will likely stay out of the low $5 range. If something does go horribly wrong with the deal, or there's a major mishap with autonomous trucking, price can return to a neutral to bullish stance in the sub-$5 range that predominated before and after the new year. Though for now, those are just far-out theories, keeping our eyes on the tangible horizon. The plan with Hirschbach is to have autonomous trucks initially operating on high-volume routes, particularly in the Sunbelt, including key corridors such as Fort Worth to Phoenix and routes connecting to Laredo, Texas. Aurora has already completed over 800,000 miles and 2,000 deliveries with Hirschbach, demonstrating early operational success. The partnership reflects growing industry confidence in autonomous freight, with Aurora emphasizing that early adopters tend to expand quickly after seeing tangible benefits. Beyond this deal, Aurora highlights broader economic impacts of autonomous trucking based on a report by the Steer Group. The study estimates the technology already supports 17,000 jobs and $3.3 billion in U.S. economic output. By 2035, autonomous trucking could contribute $70 billion to GDP, driven by increased efficiency in long-haul transport. The report also projects major supply chain and consumer benefits. Autonomous trucks could enable near-continuous operations, more than doubling fleet utilization and reducing fuel waste by up to 32%, saving shippers $5.7 billion annually. These efficiencies could translate into $9 billion in annual purchasing power for consumers through lower transportation costs. Additionally, the technology could help address a projected shortage of 1.2 million drivers, reducing bottlenecks and improving supply chain resilience. Safety improvements are another key advantage. By 2035, autonomous systems could prevent hundreds of fatalities and thousands of injuries and crashes annually, equating to $9.4 billion in safety benefits and potentially lowering insurance costs across the freight industry. Aurora is also investing in workforce development through a $1 million training initiative aimed at preparing workers for emerging roles in autonomous trucking, signaling a long-term shift in the industry toward technology-driven operations. Around the $2 boundary, New Horizon aircraft is hovering with some decent thrust as daily volume stays near or above 1 million. Now its pumped-up passengers are high on avoiding a retracement back towards the 170s, since Horizon announced its participation in several upcoming industry and investor events across North America and virtually this spring and early summer, all of which could be potential catalysts or supports for establishing into the $2 range. Some noteworthy appearances will be at the eVTOL Insights North America Conference and Awards 2026 in Ohio, where executives will join a panel and meet attendees, and the Trickle Research Microcap Conference Spring 2026 in Denver, where the company will present its business overview in a webcast session. Horizon will also participate in the Alberta Aerospace and Defense Summit, contributing to discussions and networking. Additional engagements include the Sidoti Microcap Conference, CanSec 2026 in Ottawa, the Jefferies Innovative Aerospace Virtual Summit 2026, and Jones Aerospace Evolution 2026 in New York, primarily focused on investor meetings. These events can also gather more publicity and support for Horizon Aircraft's development of its still relatively obscure hybrid electric VTOL aircraft, designed to combine vertical takeoff capability with efficient wing-borne flight, targeting applications in regional transport, emergency services, and military operations. Then, to tear down the Teradyne tapestry, let's talk about its short-term technicals and the long-term fundamentals roaring behind. First up, a bearish engulfing candle pattern, followed by price immediately closing under it and a gap down with high volume. And now today's bullish bounce. Something that's completely normal given the short-term bearish overextension falling onto the round 300 boundary, which gains additional supporting characteristics from the minor inclined double bottom from March and the gap up that preceded it. Structures that provide considerable support to slow down any drop from failing to fill in the gap and return to the low 400s peak. Teradyne's tenuous movements came about largely from Q2 revenue that's forecast between $1.15 billion and $1.25 billion, slightly below Q1, suggesting potential normalization after a strong quarter. Management expects 2026 to be weighted toward the first half, with continued but uneven demand due to large customer orders. In contrast, Q1 2026 saw record revenue of $1.282 billion, up 87% year-over-year and exceeding guidance, with roughly 70% tied to AI-related demand. Growth was driven primarily by its semiconductor test segment, which generated $1.111 billion, while robotics and product test contributed smaller but expanding shares. Profitability surged, with GAAP earnings per share of $2.53 and non-GAAP EPS of $2.56, both well above the prior year and analyst expectations. The results highlight Teradyne's shift from a mobile-focused business to one centered on AI infrastructure, particularly in compute and memory testing. Demand for high-bandwidth memory and AI data center buildouts has accelerated, reinforcing its wafer-to-data center strategy. It also noted increasing industry concentration among large hyperscalers and vertically integrated chipmakers, shaping demand patterns. Teradyne has scaled production efficiently, doubling shipments of key systems while maintaining lead times. Robotics posted its fourth straight quarter of sequential growth, supported by e-commerce and semiconductor markets. Strategic moves, including acquisitions and partnerships, aim to strengthen capabilities in high-speed connectivity and emerging areas like silicon photonics. SOFI also gapped down after its Q1 2026 results, except this is on the heels of a persisting downtrend. So if it can't at least hold flat over 15 in the next 3 weeks, a coming continuation wouldn't be a shock, especially if price can close under 15 with daily selling volume over 70 million. Though since price has yet to breach yesterday's gap down low, there might be something behind an attempt for the $18 to $19 range further down the line. This view is helped by record revenue of about $1.1 billion, up over 40% year-over-year, and net income of $166.7 million, marking its 10th consecutive profitable quarter. SOFI also achieved its 18th straight quarter meeting the Rule of 40, supported by 41% revenue growth and 31% EBITDA margins. Growth was driven by record loan originations of $12.2 billion and continued expansion of its member base, which rose 35% to 14.7 million, alongside increasing product adoption. Its strategy centers on building an everything financial app, with 43% of new products adopted by existing members, boosting lifetime value through cross-selling. It is also expanding beyond lending, launching new offerings like big business banking and enhancing its SOFI Technology Solutions segment to support payments, core banking infrastructure, and risk management. SOFI highlighted the long-term potential of digital assets, positioning its SOFI USD stablecoin and bank charter as key to faster global money movement. Despite strong performance, its technology platform segment declined due to the loss of a major client, though recovery is emerging through new partnerships. Credit performance remained stable, with charge-offs within expectations. Looking ahead, SOFI maintained its full-year guidance, projecting roughly 30% revenue growth, though its Q2 outlook suggests more moderate near-term momentum. So somewhat similar to Teradyne, broader trends remain strong, but investor sentiment has been cautious due to guidance, and in this case some segment variability. Now rolling over to RIVN, it's trying to roar back with the charge being led by the start of R2 production, potentially paving the way to profitability and finally rising over this year's low range and heading for the 20s. Especially if it can get a few closes over 18, with volume near 50 million in the next 2 weeks. In Q1 2026, revenue grew 11% to $1.38 billion, with $119 million in gross profit, though losses and cash outflows remain significant. Since the R2 launch is viewed as key to expanding its market, RIVN is scaling operations by boosting planned Georgia plant capacity to 300,000 vehicles and expects to access a $4.5 billion government loan in 2027. Major partnerships include up to $1 billion in funding from Volkswagen Group and a robotaxi deal with Uber for as many as 50,000 autonomous vehicles. So the potential is there. Now RIVN just has to deliver and build on this early momentum.